Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Raymond J. Negra, and I'm a guide. And I help people go from where they are to where they want to go in life. And what I help people do is I help them dream of their ideal business, of what they would like to create and put together, and help them do that and move that. But today, that's not, I'm going over the 5 steps to thrive in quarantine with your quarantine. So I have these 5 steps that I learned from a mentor of mine who's a very successful mentor, and he's one of my coaches. And I went over this earlier with another group that I'm a part of, and I want to go over this with you guys because I believe this would benefit you. I believe this would benefit your business. I believe it would benefit your business life. I believe it would benefit your family. I believe it would most importantly benefit you so you can, learn these skills to be selfish and then eventually become selfless, where you're able to bring this out to other people. And the first, and I'm going to refer to my notes here, is number one is 10x your goodwill, right? Where could you 10x your goodwill and be helpful in whatever it is? Maybe possibly your business isn't functional right now, but you would be able to be a servant in your community and be able to be helpful. Maybe you could have webinars. Maybe you could do Zoom webinars. How can you 10x your goodwill? What can you do to 10x your goodwill? Whatever that is for you. People will be grateful for your leadership, right? People will be grateful for your leadership, but you got to commit and devote to becoming that person you need to become, right? To because eventually you're going to trade value, right? You're 10xing your goodwill and you're giving value out into the world, which I think is so important right now. And it's something that must be done concurrently. And do it because you want to give, right? Don't just do it because you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do this and, people are going to eventually buy my stuff and invest in my products and services. And yeah, you know what? They might. But if you do it from the intention of being soulful and being giving and being, of service, because that's why you put a business together, to be of service to others. It's not about you. It's about being of service to others, right? So maybe you have a team of people that maybe aren't working right now. How could they add value to other people's lives, right? Maybe you're working for a company that's not working right now, right? That the doors are closed and the thing is locked. But what can you do online to help your customers be aware? What could you do for your owner? What could you do for your boss? What could you do for yourself to add more value? So when the doors do open, you'll be valuable in the workplace. They'll think of you and say, you know what, you did this thing for our company. You reached out and you made things happen with whatever you do. Even if you think you're insignificant in your business, let me tell you something. If you reach out to your owner or boss and can bring something of value while your doors are closed, I believe doors will open for you, right? But you got to get creative. You got to get your mind turning, get those gears networking together where you can add value for your employer. Or maybe this is a time to 10x your goodwill with something that you truly want to do, with a dream career or a dream job that you want to create for yourself. Maybe this is the time, this is the answer, right? To create something for you. Think about that. I work for myself and it's awesome. It's hard. It's difficult. I put in a lot of hours and a lot of days, and these get gray. But the thing is, I love what I do, man. And it's a gift. And I want to offer that to you. So where can you 10x your goodwill and go out, and instead of being in your head where you're dead, you could go out and be there for somebody else? Where can you be of service to others? Like I'm being of service to you guys now who are listening, either now or you're going to be listening at a later time, right? So that's number one, 10x your goodwill. What can you do to 10x your goodwill and be a leader, right? And lead yourself, right? Always remember that you are a leader of yourself. No matter who you work for, you lead yourself. You make the decisions and you choose the direction of where you want to go, right? So think about that. Number two is, where can you think strategically, short-term and long-term, right? Where can you think strategically, short-term and long-term? And this is for business, right? So the title of this is Quarantine for Quarantine. Where can you think long-term? Where, possibly for your business, whatever it is. I'm not sure if you run an online business. I run I started running an offline business and now I'm moving online, which is really counterintuitive to a lot of people who are actually online, right? I built a business offline and now I'm working on getting online. But where can you think strategically for you where you could create like a low product, a mid-tier product, a high-tier product online? Maybe offline, it's like what your service is. Maybe you have events, seminars, and something that you could give a value, webinars, web seminars that you could give a value, right now to people, right? And start building your network. Your network is your net worth, right? And you've heard that before, but also digging the well now before you're thirsty, where people need help, where they're home, where you can offer value. Number three, take massive action, right? You've heard that all before. Take massive action. Think strategically, but take massive action, right? A lot of people will be in a lull right now. A lot of people are just going to be doing what they do. They're going to be, I check my phone too, but right now it's all business. Right now it's like, how can I take massive action in my life business? What can I do to add value to other people's lives? And getting other people to take massive action in something where you're like Flash right now, or Quicksilver, whatever X-Men character you want. But where can you add super speed to where you're at right now? So when the gates open, when you go back to work, if you work for somebody, or if you decide to work for yourself, what can you do now that you have the time now to create something, right? And build the bridge to it, right? Build that bridge from where you are to where you want to go, and think strategically, but also take massive action in that direction. And that's number three, because change creates challenges. Change creates challenges, and that also creates opportunities, right? Think about that. Change creates challenges, but challenges create opportunity. So big, and I hope that helps. Now, if everyone is like you, right, you'll have super speed, right? If they're not like you, you'll have super speed in whatever niche you're deciding to go through. But people are in a lull right now. Most people are just doing things and waiting. They're doing things and waiting, instead of creating, right? And develop and grow yourself. And I believe, you got to grow your skills. You got to grow who you are. I'm actually going to add another one, like upgrade your skills. Like what knowledge and capabilities and skills can you put into the marketplace? Maybe it's something you need to learn. Maybe it's sales. Maybe it's marketing. Maybe it's putting a website together. Maybe it's, doing more Facebook Lives, more YouTube Lives, and connecting with people that want to hear you, that vibe with you, that want to grow. Because that's what we do as human beings. We grow. We become better. We take step by step by step. And sometimes it feels like quicksand. Sometimes it feels like mud. Sometimes it feels like you're not moving forward. But you know what? If you're studying, you're bumping your head up against things. That's because you're learning. You're earning to learn on things. And you got to upgrade your skills. This is the perfect time to upgrade your skills. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there who are offering a lot of courses for low investment on a skill that you need to get good at, so you can ask for more money, so you can ask for more value, so you can ask for more responsibility, so you can up the ante in your life, right? So think about that. Number four is, where could you pivot your message? Because, if you own a business, you run a business, or you work for a business, maybe you could help them pivot their message to, what happened. My example is, usually health, but for businesses, a lot of businesses had to pivot and go laterally and go online. And they had to be of service. They had to figure out, oh my God, we have to close our brick and mortars, but how could we be of service online? What value can we give right now online? You might not make money at all right now. There may be no money to be made, but what can you do to be of value online concurrently right now in your business to help the customers that you serve concurrently? So later, when there is business to be had, you know what? They're going to come to you. You're going to be the guy. You're going to be the girl. You're going to be the person that they say, you know what? That person gave at a time when they didn't have to, when they didn't have to do anything. And you're the person that made a decision, that chose a direction, that created the vision of what they want to do to help that customer with wherever they're at, with maybe something they already bought. Think about that. This may be a value, this may not be a value, but if you're someone who grows, you're going to hear what I'm saying, right? Because if you're using health, right? You're not getting out of shape during quarantine, and now it's time now it's time to be the best shape of your life, right? Where can you work out? Like I'm working out. I'm trying to do five times 50 minutes. I managed to do 4 workouts for 15 minutes. After this, I'm going to do another workout. But it's like, where can you pivot your message, right? Which we all pivot our messages, right? We got Christmas, Halloween. We're always pivoting and trying to help and be of service and upgrading our skills so we can really be of service and outdo our competition and dominate, right? So number 5 is, where can you add extreme value? When you make, where can you add value to your family, right? I stumbled there for a second. Where can you add value to your family, your friends, your wife, your partner, your community? Where can you go deeper and not make it about you and offer value to other people, right? Think about that for yourself. By adding more value, people will give it back to you eventually. Maybe not right away, right? But eventually they're gonna notice that, this person's been giving value the whole time and I haven't given them anything. Maybe it's time for me to give them something. If they're not your people, you move on, right? But yes, it's something that you can add in your life by adding extreme value. Underrated thing. So let's go over all these again. Number 1, now how can you 10x your goodwill? How can you do more than what you're doing now? 2, how can you think strategically, long-term and short-term? 3, take massive action in your life, right? Number 4, pivot your messaging. What can you do to pivot your messaging for this time and era, right? A lot of people are pivoting. Like right now, I'm inviting people for May and June to help create their dream business. Imagine creating your dream business. What would that look like? What would that be like for you? You could create your dream business. Right now, you could take this time to create your dream business. Not dream career, but dream business, right? Because that's what I help people do. I help people put a business together, something that they would love to do, that they're amped up to do, with love, compassion, also hard work. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for at least 3 months, and then it becomes easier as you put things together, strategically going online. But think about that. Number 5 is adding extreme value, right? I would love to know how everybody here, that's listening, which is the 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 people, but how can you add extreme value right now concurrently? Are you just waiting it out? You just say, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to hang out. You know how boring that gets? What can you do right now to add extreme value to people's lives? What can you personally do? Are you a product? Do you have products? Do you have services that you offer people? Do you have something that you want to transition online, right? To help people, to help move them forward, right? Think about that. So, those are my 5 steps to thrive in quarantine for your quarantine. So I hope that was helpful. Awesome. And again, I'm Raymond J. Negron. We're Beyond Failure to Reach Success. Hit the subscribe button below and you're going to get more. Eventually, these are going to be edited. They're going to be made much, much better. But again, if you could hear the value, right? It's not me just bringing you the value. It's my higher ups and people I invest thousands of dollars in to learn from, right? I'm giving this straight to you, right? When they teach me, I'm bringing it to you, and I do it with my guests and my clients. And that's how I get them from where they are to where they want to go, build that bridge to the life of their dreams, to that dream business that they're looking to create. Take care. Have an amazing day.